You gotta say girl, right? Say girl, boy. And I'm not gay. I'm grown. I'm not gay. I'm grown.
Hey, what's going on, family? Welcome back to another episode Pops TV with David Andre Hines. Today, I have a buddy of mine, Deshaun Banks.
Yes, sir.
I actually met this guy. I initially met him at the gym. And man, when I say cardio, this dude was doing like an hour straight of cardio. And I thought he was like unhuman or something like that. But then bumped into him here and there. Our sons went to the same daycare and kind of do the same line of work that I do. So we just bump heads here and there. And, I see him as an active dad. So reached out to him to do this interview with me and he accepted. Appreciate that, man.
Yeah, no problem, man. Appreciate you having me.
Oh, yeah, no problem. Before we get into these questions, what mind space are you in right now? What season are you in your life right now?
Season I'm in my life right now is, I would definitely say just growing spiritually.
Okay.
There's been a lot of changes in my life that I'm kind of like navigating through and just welcoming. So just growing as a person and an individual. So just growing spiritually.
That's what's up.
Yep.
That's what's up. Okay. All right, man. Get into some of these questions.
All right.
Where are you from and what do you do?
I am from Rock Island, Illinois. I basically lived here all of my life. Lived a little bit over in the Davenport area most recently. A couple of years ago, I lived back in Chicago with my sister. That was actually when I had my first son, and we ended up moving back here because, Chicago kind of expensive. So we was we come back here and got more family. But pretty much Rock Island, native, born and raised, played basketball here, and just basically grew up here in the community, so well known in the community. Right now, I am a family support worker supervisor. So I work with foster families, foster kids, and families as well. So I got a group of 4 women that are my staff that I supervise and help them with getting their visits and stuff taken care of and everything, and also just checking up on them and make sure that their everyday needs are met.
Okay, sweet. That's nice.
Yep.
So did you grow up with your father in your life?
It's crazy that you asked me that question. I want to say about 2 weeks ago, I was at Bible study, and we had a night where we talked about our fathers actually being active in our lives.
Mm-hmm.
For me, I would describe my dad as present but not present. Like my dad, he literally lived up the street from me because I stayed with my mom majority of the time, and we connected through basketball. So I always say, if we didn't connect through basketball, I don't know how much of a father-son bond we would actually have. So that was the thing that kind of brought us together because he was really good at it, and genetically I was really good at it as well. So that brought us together. But he was always there for me. Like when things happened, like I had some issues at school, he would come, or if I was getting in trouble, he would come, but then he would kind of go away. So after a while, it just kind of got to me used to just kind of understanding our relationship wasn't as tight as I would have liked it to be.
Right.
So for me, it was just a matter of kind of seeing that and not holding any grudges with him, anything like that, just understanding it at an early age. And then when I was blessed with a mirror, just kind of being you kind of experience some of the things not to do. So don't do those things with a mirror, but also don't parent out of that either because that's not healthy.
Right.
You don't want to be I don't want to be like my dad, because then you might end up actually being what you're not trying to be. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, it's just okay, you kind of know what you had and be different, break that cycle.
That's what's up, man. That's good. So, with your father partially being present, how do you think that might have had impact you growing up?
Oh, heavy, very, very heavy. I was, as crazy as it sounds, I was quote unquote one of the popular kids because I was very known amongst everybody, but I was the very insecure popular kid. I didn't have an identity as a man because I grew up around my mom, and I was practically raised by my sister and my mom. So you're around a lot of women naturally me, it's funny because like even though I'm 32 now, like I'm probably gonna be like this for the rest of my life. Like naturally, I gravitate towards women a lot easier than men. Like you put me in a room around a bunch of like women, not on like no pimp stuff or anything.
Right.
Like it's just my comfort zone. But if you put me in a room around a bunch of men, it's like kind of difficult for me to like because of what I've grown up in. So it definitely impacted me just figuring out myself as a young man and everything. And then, you know, it just kind of got to a point where obviously you get older in my relationship with God and you understand like he's like your actual father, but you have a dad. So for me, it's like I just feel like I have experience enough to like know how to be as a man and just continue to keep growing as a man. I don't think there's like a certain definition on like manhood because every man is different.
It's not. I mean, like you say, I grew up around mostly women. You know, my mom, aunts, and their cousins and stuff like that. We hardly had any men around, so you know, you put me in a room, I gravitate towards women a lot. I could kind of tell when a woman is kind of going through some type of trial or error or whatever. You know, is you know, and I got 10 sisters on top of that.
Exactly.
So women, and it's just always seemed like when I'm in a room full of men, you know, I can relate and you know mingle and stuff like that. But it just always seemed like a lot of men don't like me for some crazy reason. I don't understand what that's about. You know, I talk to God about it all the time. Like I don't. It's out of my hands though. How many kids do you have and the ages?
I have one. I have obviously my son Amir, and he is 5.
Okay.
I definitely do want to have some more. Want to try to get at least like 3. But for me, it's more about just finding the right one to do it with. Because like, you know, Amir's mom is great and everything, just like a great mom and everything. For me, it's just more of like I would like to have like it be like a thing, like you know, like marriage down the line. You know, I don't want to have like a whole another like co-parenting situation. But the one I have now is a blessing though.
Oh yeah, that's
she's
what's up,
dope.
man.
She's dope.
That's love, man. I had too many guys, you know, seeking marriage. You know what I mean? With the society that we live in today, it's just like everybody got to have 3, 4 women.
Yeah.
And it's, you know, me myself, I'm married. I've been with my wife. We've been together since we were 20 years old. So
that's what's up.
15 years now, and you know, it's beautiful. You know, it obviously it's ups and downs and stuff, but when you put in your mind that, you know, this is what I'm doing, you know, you kind of figure out ways to get around all the mess.
Yeah.
So that was gonna be my next question. Are you married?
Nah.
So obviously not. But just to talk about marriage a little more, do you think marriage is important?
I think the concept of marriage is important if you have the 2 right individuals. For whatever reason, it seems like now in society, I think people like are just in love with the idea of marriage instead of what it really entails.
Exactly.
They're like, I want to get married, but then when you actually realize what it takes to like stay married and stuff, they're like, oh, I don't want to do this.
Exactly.
You know what I mean? So it's like,
I mean, the number says over 50% of marriages end in a divorce.
Exactly. Because as I said, it just seems like people are like just getting married to get married nowadays, and it's like you can get married, but it's like more important than staying married. Like
getting married is just the beginning.
Exactly. Exactly.
The real work comes when we're trying to keep that thing together because it's so easy.
Exactly.
Yes, sir. Yeah. So what are some things that you know now that you wish you knew before becoming a father?
As crazy as it sounds, my situation when I was blessed with Amir was different. I was kind of like just like kind of like living and stuff, you know, just kind of living everybody, but like when I got blessed with Amir, I remember I went through like a really, really, really like tough trial in my life, and I was in Chicago at the time, and I was just sitting. I was like, "What's going on? Like, why is this happening?" And I was like, "I'm not back home. Like, this is crazy." And then I remember when I actually held him in my arms, I was like, "Oh, like I was really about to get blessed with a big part of what God created me for. Like the enemy really tried to like stop that. So for me, when I got a mirror, it was like it gave me purpose. And then like after me having him, it's kind of been like me just understanding life and how to be and just myself as a man. So in a sense, I thank God because Amir really gave me a lot of purpose and like seeing him through me. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. I got 4 sons, and they all look like they mom, but they got my whole insides. Like they like the same things I like. They got the same hobbies. You know, they good at the same things that I'm good at. It's like it's crazy to see that. You know, that music is my thing, and art. Like I'm just a artistic person. You know, and like I draw, I create music, write music. You know, I can hear a song one time and I'll automatically like remember it. And my sons is the same way. So it's definitely a joy seeing that running around the house. It's like 4 of me just running around. So.
Yeah. See, the thing about Mir though that I'm really appreciative is that like sometimes when you have kids, you can see so much of like you and them that's hard to like separate.
Yeah.
But like him from like an early age, like I was like, oh, you're your own like individual.
No, I've met Amir on a couple different occasions, and he's definitely outspoken. He's definitely a spiritual, free spirit type of individual. He is his own person.
Yeah.
And I think I met him when he was like 3.
Yeah.
And he always had that personality, like he's who he is, and not you know, you can definitely pinpoint him out outside the crowd. So that's amazing. So what difference do you think you said that he kind of gave you purpose, and so what elaborate on the type of difference that would have made or that has made in your life from the point of him, you know, his birth and
from his birth, I definitely would say it's kind of made me just understand like just more to life than just, you know, like being here, like leaving like your imprint and stuff, especially when you have kids. You're like, you know, what example am I setting? Like, how am I being? Like, you know, am I actively like being present with them and doing things like being a good example for them? And then also when I had them too, it was like me just kind of like being like, you have an opportunity to really like break that cycle that we kind of talked about earlier. And I was like, you know, that's a really big blessing.
Yes,
you know
sir.
what I mean?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Most definitely, man. So tell me some things that you are trying to improve in as a father.
I'd say everything. Right now he's 5, so he's kind of at that stage where he doesn't want to listen. He's very independent, which is great. He looks like me, but like now he's starting to get a lot more of his mom's characteristics, which she said as well, which is great too because she's very independent. But it's hard because he's 5, so you're like, I'm trying to stop you from potentially killing yourself, but you don't want me to help you. So I'm like, chill out. But I would definitely say just definitely being more stern with him and being more firm, and also just like, you know, just kind of putting my foot down with him, but also after I put my foot down with him, like sitting down and talking to him and explaining like, hey, like this was wrong.
Right.
You don't do that. You know what I mean? I'm not the type to yell at him. Like when he starts to act out or do things wrong, I give him a certain look or he gets a consequence. And then after the consequence, we'll talk about it. Because one of the things I don't want to do is you don't want to like yell at him or harp down his throat so much that he becomes fearful of you.
Exactly.
Because then he won't up and up to you. You know what I mean? So it's like, I want him to know that I'm firm, but I also do love him because he's my child.
Well said, young man. Well said.
Yeah.
And so, okay, you said just being more stern and firm, but why do you think that's important?
Oh, because it's funny. Me and his mom had this talk with him a few weeks ago because he was kind of acting out. He's 5, And in the blink of an eye, he was 5. In the blink of an eye, he'll be 10. Then he'll be 15.
Mm-hmm.
So for me, I'm always thinking like ahead. And it's important because eventually he's going to become a teenager. He's a young male in society. And me being stern with him is important for him to get that because he needs to know that there are rules and regulations out there in life. You know, you have to be able to control yourself, especially being a black man in a society.
Yes, sir.
You know, one false step, you can be arrested or worse, unfortunately, anything. And, you know, he's light skinned, but he's black. And we know how that goes. Like, Steph Curry gets pulled over, he's black. Like, you know what I mean? So I'm just always thinking about that. Like, I know you're 5, but you got to get to a point where you are aware of your actions, because before you know it, you'll be out there in the real world.
Yes, sir. That's definitely one thing that I definitely intentionally, you know, do with my kids is, you know, I got 4 sons, you know, so it's like, dude, the decisions you make is going to alter your life.
Exactly.
And one, you could have 1,000 good decisions, and one bad decision,
and that'll mess up a lot.
Can mess up a lot. So I'm big on just decision making. Like, what's your decisions? You know. So it took me a while to get that. You know, obviously growing up without, you know, my dad present and stuff like that. But as I got it, I'm like, oh yeah, this is what needs to be taught in every household, to every young male or young female, or just humans in general. You know, just the decisions that we make will take us a long way.
Yep.
If there is one individual out there that's listening or watching this podcast, give me one piece of advice that you can give them, that one gem that you can leave, that one piece of advice that you know,
for like parenting,
or just in general,
okay,
you know, for somebody that might be lost or just don't know what's going on, or just
I'd go with 2 things. For parenting, I'd say understand that there's no manual to parenting. So like, don't expect to always feel like you have it down pat, because like nobody does. Like, you're gonna feel like you got it and feel like you don't. So just do what is best for your situation with your child, and no matter what, regardless of the situation you are in with the parent, or like whatever, if y'all together or not, just be present with the kid. Because if you're present with the kid, that's all that really matters. And then the second thing I would say, that life ain't easy. So just keep God first, keep praying, and, you know, enjoy your good days, enjoy the hard days, and, you know, just do what you can with every blessed 24 that you get.
Yes, sir. Yep. Sir, and I want more for you. If there is one father that you can acknowledge and tip your hat off to, who would that individual be?
One father.
And it could be anybody, like, throughout your life that you met that's kind of been not so much of a role model, but someone that you acknowledge, like, you know what, that's a good dad right there.
That's a good question. That is a really, really good question. I think I would say my Uncle Randy. Yeah. I spent a lot of time over there with my cousin Royce. We're like very close, and our friend Chase and Randall.
Okay.
So yeah, my Uncle Randy, I would definitely say, like, just kind of like the way he would just raise like Royce, Munchie, even his daughter Shelly. He's a very, very, very solid guy. Solid guy, and a good father figure. So yeah.
That's what's up, man.
Yep.
And before we get out of here, man, let the people know your social media handles, if you you know, 'cause I know that's the way of the world now. I'm just now getting up on this internet thing, and my kids like, you got to do this, you got to do that.
Right.
I'm like, all right, but if there's it can be for your business, it could be personal, whatever the case may be. If anybody would like to find you and check you out, how would they?
Yeah. So my Facebook is just Deshaun Banks. You can Google that and find me. Instagram is my name's backwards, is banks.deshaun. Then my TikTok is, because I'm light skinned, it's light bright 15. Funny joke. But yeah, man, I'm always on there posting uplifting stuff, spiritual stuff, just trying to put some uplift into the world. And a lot of people go through things that we have no idea about. So for me, I'm all about positivity. So yep.
For sure. Now you still hooping though?
Am I still hooping? Occasionally, like the warrior spirit in me, like still hoops, but physically I'm like, nah.
Bro, I done seen you at the gym. I'm like, this dude is crazy. I'm like crazy. They definitely have to work something out to get us a session in.
Oh, for sure. For sure, man.
Too, so.
For sure.
I appreciate you, man.
Appreciate you coming through.
No, much love.
Yeah.
I'll catch you guys next week.
All right.
Thanks for watching. Be sure to like, subscribe, and click that bell notification on the side so you can be notified each time we drop a video. If you know anyone that might benefit from this video, please do share. The rise of fatherhood starts here, and we need your help. Thank you.